Welcome to the channel. And this is your girl. This is Gardening at the Root 101. And today we're talking about canning and the basic concept of canning. There is a lot of information on websites and YouTube about canning, but sometimes you just want to find that one channel that gives you the basic of what the items that you need. So I decided to make a YouTube I decided to make a video about the basics of canning, not botulism, not all of that. Those are important, don't get me wrong, but it's good to find a channel where it kind of just tells you and shows you the basic things you need to start canning. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friend, your mama, Woo, I was dizzy. But make sure you share it with everybody, okay? Of course, you know, these days and times, things are happening, things are going on. If you haven't known, then hello, it's something brewing in the ocean, okay? And we're not going to talk about that, but there is something brewing in the ocean. So I think it's definitely very much time that if you ever been interested in canning, wanted to learn about canning, looking at canning, now is the time to go ahead and put your best foot forward. Okay, it's time to just get on it and do what you have to do for you and your family. Okay, so I'll be showing you the basics of canning, and I'll show you the two different types of canning, okay, and what you can actually can in them. Okay, I am in the process of getting my pressure canner. Okay, so my pressure canner is on its way. Of course, you know, with all the backlog and all of that good things, I'm definitely still waiting for my pressure canner. I am not a professional. I'm learning, you learning, we all learning. And it's great to have a channel where we can all learn and we can all enjoy each other, where nobody is perfect. Okay, I don't want to be on nobody's perfect channel. No. I don't want to be on it. But YouTube is a wonderful place to learn about canning. There are so many wonderful people up here that definitely can give you some insightful and some great information. But for me, we are here to just learn about canning, to breathe and relax and know that everything is going to be okay. So that's why I'm doing my video for basic canners. Okay, when I first started basic canning, I was lost. I got overwhelmed. I started watching botulism videos. I was like, oh my god, you gotta sit it for a turn. Oh my god, I got overwhelmed. So I definitely know how you feel. That's why it's very important to try to find a great circle of friends and family, or people that are on YouTube who can definitely understand where you're coming from and give you a sigh of relief. Okay, and so how I found the sigh of relief, I just told myself it is time to take control. And as you tell yourself it's time to take control, whether you have a lot of money or a little bit of money, everybody can. Okay, you don't have to necessarily have a garden outside like I have. Even getting extra fruits and vegetables from the store is very important to learn how to can. Okay, it will definitely can save your family money. It can definitely save from any tragic situation or anything about what this world is going through. Okay, so let's get started with basic canning, because I can talk all day. Okay. So the first step is, what is canning? Canning in itself is pretty much preserving food inside of cans, and you're actually inside of glass jars, and you're actually sealing it tight so that it can actually last longer. Okay, so canning is very fun. You can play music. So you gotta have fun when you learn how to can. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, because once you overwhelm yourself, you start to shut down. You start to not understand. And you don't want that. You want canning to be fun and interesting, and you're doing it because you something that you love to do, or you need to do, or you want to do it, whatever you want to do it for. Okay. So first of all, you need to know whether you want a water bath canning or you want to pressure can it. There are two different canning methods, okay? I prefer the water bath canning, okay? And the reason why I prefer the water bath canning first, okay, first when you're a first beginner, is because candy can get very overwhelming. So this particular one you can get from Walmart. They also have a black one, okay? And inside of it, they actually give you a rack, okay? And the rack is very important because the rack actually sits inside of there, and it helps so that your glass won't shatter or puncture, okay? And if you want to start out water bath canning, you can start off with it being inexpensive, okay? Because pressure canning can be very expensive when you first start out, okay? I started out with water bath canning, okay? And you can look that up. Ooh, it's kind of hot in here. Water bath canning, okay? It helps you to not feel so overwhelmed. I would suggest to start water bath canning first. That way you can start getting very comfortable and then gradually move to the pressure canner. But if you are advanced, no way and no how, you can start with pressure canner. But I started with water bath canning so that I can start learning the fundamentals of canning and the temperatures and all of that. And I didn't feel so overwhelmed, okay? So that's tip number one. Start out with finding out which kind of canning method you want to do first, whether that's water bath or pressure canning, okay? Pressure canning is great for potatoes. You want to do potatoes and meats and different things like that. Water bath canning, when you first start, is for like jellies and purees and pickling stuff, like pickling peppers and pickling pepper and just different things like that. That's why I started out with water bath canning, because I was able to learn the fundamentals of pickling peppers and pickling this and pickling all of that, and how to make jellies and purees and different things like that. It made the transition into pressure canning more simpler, okay? But you can go any route that you so rightfully desire. But I think if you're a first time canner as well as me, to start off with water bath canning. So do your research what water bath canning and pressure canning. Again, when I get my pressure canner, I will definitely give y'all a video about that, okay? The next thing that you definitely need to have is the accessories to your pot, okay? The accessories to your pot is very, very, very important, okay? You definitely need to try to find this, which this is like a funnel. You actually would sit this on top of your jar, and it actually helps to not make a mess, okay? This is definitely a lifesaver. I'm telling you guys, if you can find one or two and buy extra, get extra, because sometimes, you know, it can get a little messed up or old and crusted. So this is a very, very, very important. It is great for a wide jars, okay? And we'll get into that in just a few seconds. The next object I have is a jar lifter, okay? And what a jar lifter, this is another great and very, very important component, okay? And what the jar lifter is, it actually helps to assist you into lifting the jars out of the pot when the water is very hot. So at this particular time, you guys be very, very, very careful when you're just learning how to can with water bath canning, okay, or any type of canning. Be very careful, be very mindful, okay? What I do is I always get all my utensils out in the beginning, okay? So that will avoid me from burning or doing different types of things because I don't have something, all right? So this is a great tool to get. There is usually a whole packet of pretty much the funnel, this, and a little scraper that helps to get the bubbles out while you're canning, but they didn't have that, so I had to get what they had. because everybody is kind of canning now. So you guys, if you can look for that, it's a whole set together. It's 3. Then definitely look for that. All right. Next, you're gonna definitely need some lids. These are canning lids and the tops. Okay. It is very important. If you see any extra, grab some. Okay. There sometimes are shortage of them. So it's very important that you grab them. They definitely last a long time. All right. And so does these tops. If you can get a couple of newer tops, more tops, definitely grab some of these. It is very important that when you get them, when you start canning, that you actually look on the ram and make sure there's no broken, or it's not peeling, or the ceiling is not broke, because that is very important. And we can get into another video, and that's when botulism and all of that kind of scary stuff get to you, you know. But we're going to take it basic, okay? That's what this video is, and this is what I'm going to give you. The next extra step is great to have some mittens. These can be purchased from the Dollar Tree. I'm going over some things that can be inexpensive, okay? So the Dollar Tree, these are a great accessory to you canning, because sometimes when you pulling the jars out of the water, okay, and you have to actually sit it, or you might have to move it, it's a great accessory to canning, okay? So you can get these from the Dollar Tree, whatever you choose to get, okay? Another tip is get an old towel. You definitely need towels, a towel, one. When you're canning, it can be an old one that you don't use anymore. And it's pretty much, it's going to be for the protection when you put your hot item onto the counter. You never want to put your hot item sitting on the counter. So it's great to get a towel, just like I don't have a towel right now. Yeah, to get a towel so that you can put the hot things onto the towel and it won't affect your surface in your kitchen or wherever you are doing your canning at, okay? Another tip is have a have a decent place where you can can. Sometimes you have to can in the kitchen or in the pantry, whatever it is. Just make sure you can try to keep yourself organized, because it can get a little messy. And I try to can when no one is in the kitchen, as you can hear. It's quiet. Next, but last but not least, let's get into the jars. The jars are pretty much self-explanatory, but let's get into the jars, okay? The jars come 12. The jars come 12 in a pack. And so the jars actually come just like this, okay? And this right here is, they'll say mason jars, all right? And this is actually a 1 liter. So whatever your store has, start out with that, okay? This is a 1 liter jar, and this is right here a half a pint. So you see how the difference is. This is a half a pint, and this is that. So there are different types of jars you can use, okay? So it's definitely totally up to you of what type of jar you want to use, whether it's big, small. You just want to figure out what you want to start out with, okay? One other great thing that you can start out with is like pickling things. If you have peppers that you love inside of your garden, it's a great way to start doing that. I actually pickled some peppers, okay, in water bath canning. So whatever you want to start out with, just do research. Just take a look at what you want to do, and don't get yourself so worked up. Okay, so hopefully this basic video about the jars and what they look like and the lids and what you need to do to start with canning, what accessories you need to start with canning. So hopefully this video helps you out so very much. If so, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because your girl is on the road. Again, you guys, you have a wonderful day and happy canning.